So when it comes to selling cash secured puts and cover calls, I'm always kind of looking for new tickers or keep my eye on new tickers. I never stay married to the same companies that I'm trading options on. I like to just keep my eye open and see what else is out there. But it also depends on how the long term outlook for those different tickers are looking. So one I've been keeping an eye on is Facebook or Meta. And Meta had been going up quite a bit. So this is the 1-year chart, and back in May, it was creeping back up after the April dip back here, and it went up to 700 and almost $800. Then it went kind of sideways. Then there was some earnings, and then they announced like a big tax payment, and the price dropped. So at this point, I'm thinking of starting to sell some cash secured puts on Facebook or Meta. However, at $643, I don't want to make that big of a commitment. 100 shares of Meta would be $65,000. And that's about my entire budget that I use for option trading in each of my 3 accounts. I have 3 accounts that I use, and I use about 60,000, sometimes up to 80 for each account. So if I did cash secured puts or cover calls with Meta, it would be the only ticker that I'd be trading in that account. And I like to spread things around a little bit. So what I can do is use the double leverage Meta single stock ETF right here. And before I go any further, I just want to say that this is what I'm doing, and with my money, this is not advice for anybody. So don't take it as advice. Unless you want to take it as bad advice, then that's up to you. So this one's trading at 30, which means 100 shares is $3,000, give or take. So that's easy math. And if I got the 1-year chart here, if I click back and forth between Meta and the double leverage, you see that it's very similar. You got these dips and everything. The only difference is that this one moves at double of what this one does. And the other difference, obviously, is $30 a share instead of $600. So why am I thinking of selling cash secured puts on this now? Well, 20-day and 50-day moving averages are both actually going down just a little bit, but I think that's going to level out. The RSI is 41. When the RSI gets down to 30 or so, that indicates oversold. But if you look at this over the long term, the RSI sometimes gets down that low, but typically it kind of stays around, let's say, below the mid 60s, and not counting this area here, but it'll get down to 35 to 40. So at 41, I'm probably okay with that. I'd like to see that a little bit below 40, but it is what it is. And I haven't sold any cash secured puts on this ETF before. And so I kind of want to get a couple contracts sold just to see how it does. And it helped me keep a better eye on it if I actually got some money invested in it. So this is a 6-month chart. If I go to 3 months here, get a little bit closer look at it. 20-day moving average here going sideways since about middle of November. This is not a perfect scenario, but it's close enough where I feel comfortable. So I'll jump into Fidelity and we'll take a look. And my throat's been sore for a couple of days, so voice is a little messed up. If you go into Fidelity, you can just type a ticker in up here where it says, "Can I help you?" And METU pops up here. So I'm going to come down here where it says View Option Chain. Click on that. Another window pops up. I'll close this one here. And what I'm going to look for are puts. So I'll click on puts. Now down here in the option chain is just showing puts. And in Fidelity, you got this toggle where you can look at weekly options. So up till about the end of February, it's showing weekly options. More weekly options will pop up at a later date. But because there's lower volume being traded in METU, I'm going to go with the monthly options. So we have January 16th, which is coming up. I'll select all these so I don't get confused. And I'm just going to look at February 20th here. So that's about, I guess it's 43 days out. So it's right here. So METU is trading about $30.50 a share. So let's go down to about that area. So here's $30. and you can see where the color changes here. So the trading price is right here in the center, and I'm going to look at deltas here. I like starting at about a 0.20 delta, and if I do, this puts me about $26. So if I look at this $26 one here, it's 90 cents a share, but if you look at the volume and the open interest is kind of low, and I kind of have my own little guideline of I want the open interest to be at least 500. So if I come down here and look at this one, it's at 500. The delta is 0.32, which is a little higher than what I typically like. I'll go up to 0.3, and I'll go a little higher on some of my other accounts, depending on whether or not how comfortable I am being assigned shares. So really, I'd be more comfortable at the 27 strike price or the 26, but I just am not comfortable with the amount of volume here. 28 is not bad. So if I went with the 28, I'd get $1.75 per share for each contract. And I'm looking at doing maybe 1 or 2 contracts. If I do 2 contracts, I'd have to put up about 5,600. It'd be 28 times 200, so $2,800 per contract. So let's go ahead and click on sell at 175. Okay, now I'll put 2 in here. And let's review this. So sell to open. If you're new to options, I sell cash secured puts and I sell cover calls. I don't usually initiate an option from the very beginning by buying it. I will buy an option back later, but I don't buy leaps or things like that typically. I'm doing 2 contracts. I'm doing a put. Expiration is February 20th, 2026. The strike price is 28. So what I'm saying is that I'm agreeing to buy 200 shares, METU, at $28 a share if the price is at 28 or lower on February 20th. Now, 9 times out of 10, I will go in and buy this back before the expiration date. Now, if I leave everything just the way it is, I'll make $348. But it says order type limit. I like to check to make sure what's going on here. You see the bid is $1.75, midpoint's $1.90. And so if I click on that, it shows me right here, bid 175, midpoint 190, ask is 205. I'm going to go up to the midpoint. And when I do, this price here will go up. I'll make more money. So remember, we're selling something. If you sell something, you want to sell it for more than what the person wants to pay for it. In this case, I want to try to get as much as I can for it. Now later, if I close this out early and I come back in here, I don't want to go higher. I want to go lower. I want to buy it for a low price, sell for a high price. Now you could go up here to the ask price and that jacks it up to over $408. However, just because I want $2.05 a share doesn't mean there's going to be a buyer out there. So I'll go midpoint $1.90. So now what this limit means is that if this fills, it won't be for less than $1.90. If it's going for, let's say, $1.95, if that's what is currently selling for, then I'll get $1.95, but I won't get less than $1.90. And you're really anxious to get this to go through, you could go lower, like $1.75. But I like to go about the midpoint and start out and see how that goes. So at this point, you click on preview order and then submit it. Now, I'm not going to do that. The reason is that I actually already did this trade and I put it in my tracking spreadsheet here. I went ahead and did 2 contracts and I ended up at $1.90 per share. So I had to put up $5,600 for collateral and expiration date is February 20th, meaning I let this go at expiration date and this goes down to 0. I'll make $380. I don't fill this in until after I close the trades. So like these ones here, I've closed the trades. These ones here are all open. And typically what happens when this gets down to a certain point, let's say 50 cents, I'll go in, I'll buy that option back. When all is said and done, I'll make $280. But at this point, I have to pay 50 cents a share to buy that back. And people say, why don't you just let this go to 0 and keep all the money? Well, sometimes this will go down to, let's say, 50 cents in the matter of a week, let's say the 15th of January. And then for the next 5 weeks, I can hang on to this, keep my $5,600 tied up to try to make another $100. But I feel that I can do better by buying that back, freeing up this money, and using it for a new cash accrued put on something else, or perhaps even do another cash accrued put on METU if the price moves in such a way that makes it even more profitable to enter into a new trade. So I'm not trying to confuse anybody. I'm just kind of explaining why I close things early. So anyhow, this is not financial advice. It's more education, show people how I do things, and you could take what I do and build on it, or decide if that's how you would do it, if my ideas are good or my ideas are bad. I do have a lot of green in here, so my ideas seem to work out for me. And I've been doing this for a while. I get negative comments like, oh, you're going to get assigned this and you're going to have to hang on to it, lose your money. So the worst thing that will happen, this will go to $28 or less. And on the 20th, I have to buy 200 shares at $28 a share for $5,600. And if that's the case, I'll buy that. Well, that's only $5,600. Not going to kill me or anything. And then what I do, I wait for the price to come back up, or I'll sell cover calls at a $28 strike price or higher on the way up and make money on the way up until that cover call is closed, and I'll turn around and do more cash accrued puts. So that's called the wheel. However, probably 80% of my trades, if you look here, put, there's one call here, 80 or maybe higher percent of my trades are cash accrued puts. So that's what works for me, and I'm not going to change it anytime soon. All right, that's it for this video. If you like this type of thing, subscribe. Remember, this is not financial advice for the 5th time. Just me showing what I do in retirement. See you in the next video.